I thought I'd share a couple more lessons I learned from my most recent fast. I fasted for 41 days uh, uh, earlier this week. I used to be, as much as I admit here on my channel that I had an eating problem in the past, locally I used to be very self-conscious about my eating sometimes. Sometimes when other people made me suddenly aware of the fact that I was overeating or binge eating or eating in an inappropriate way, it made me almost angry to some sorts. Let me give you an example. I used to have a favorite grocery store here in the Kirkland area, but I had an incident there where I embarrassed myself when I stopped going there. What had happened was I had kind of deviated from my diet. I kind of cheated. Not a very significant cheat. I was still eating natural foods like how I had vowed to many years ago. But it was a cheat. It was a little bit more than I should. And I just wanted to get through that meal without thinking too much about it. And I went to the grocery store and they were out of utensils. And when I asked, instead of handing me some, he pointed out where they were, but they were out. And it made me self conscious of what I was doing for 10 seconds. And it caused me to shout out a few not so pleasant things that I shouldn't have. Something to the effect of, how stupid can you be? I'm asking you because you're out, or something like that. Did you even graduate from high school? I forgot what I said. It was an insult. I don't think I said any cuss words, but I clearly said an insult that time. And I got really embarrassed about going back to that grocery store. But it wasn't because I didn't like the person behind the counter. It was because I got self conscious about what I was doing. I do this a lot with my food. Um, and unfortunately, this is exactly what I'm trying to get over. That's why I'm doing a fast. I'm trying to make a schedule of when I'm going to be doing fasts in the future. I wanted to fit properly with the rest of my activities, and also with supplements I'm taking. I mentioned in the last video that some of the supplements I take don't interact very well with fasting for one reason or another. So I'm trying to think about what I have to contend with in my daily life and when the fast will fit correctly, because I learn a lot of lessons every time. Um, this time around, I learned that maybe I should eat in a way that I shouldn't be ashamed of myself. It's kind of like people are sometimes very stupid with what they post on social media. A good rule of thumb is that you shouldn't post anything on social media that you wouldn't want your boss or anybody significant, your significant other, or anybody important in your life to see, right? Similarly, you shouldn't put anything in your mouth that you would be embarrassed about other people seeing, right? Whether you're alone or not, because it's gonna show on your body, your health, your mental health. It's gonna show up in one way or another. You can't hide it, right? Uh, Made me aware of that. What else did I learn this time? My biggest lesson was that I'm much more aware of what I'm putting into my mouth. I would say in the past, easily, a good half of my calories I didn't even get to enjoy. They were swallowed. Some of them I was actually eating in my sleep, believe it or not. I used to have a habit that I would go to bed with a chocolate bar or a bunch of bananas or something like that, or even a case of non-alcoholic beer, a six-pack of non-alcoholic beer. I wake up and they would be gone. I broke that habit in my waking hours, and then I realized that at night I'm not doing it either. So that's good. Although I have to admit, I've had really good experiences while sleepwalking. Sometimes I'll write a computer game while I'm sleepwalking. Sometimes I'll go out and meet a girl, believe it or not. I'm really gonna miss that. Sometimes I come up with really interesting ideas when I sleepwalk. But I can do all those things in my waking hours too, and I probably should be enjoying those too, instead of letting them just